This needs to get all the clout, all the acclaim. I mean, that's what's so terrible about the weight miss on Grant Dawson's part. You would be the belle of the ball. You would be the talk of the town after this domination victory over Marco Madsen. Did you expect this? This is what Grant Dawson, his funky style, man. This is what I didn't expect. Marco Madsen drops him immediately as the fight goes on. So I'm like, oh shit, Madsen's not playing here today. He's ready to go, right? But his forward pressure, especially as a wrestler, was countered by Grant Dawson saying, I'm going to shoot the double, but I'm going to do it in a way that you normally haven't seen. When you jump forward and you lunge at me with that right hand, I'm going to drop down, luckily not get kneed square in my face, but drop down on a single, and then I'm just going to keep fighting, stay on your leg, and take you down. And what did he say he was going to do, AJ? He said, I'm going to get on his legs, and I'm not going to stop until I take him down. And he did it to a silver Olympic medalist in Greco-Roman wrestling in Marco Madsen, man. I mean, pure domination from start to finish right here, besides getting dropped. The biggest surprise for me was that he was actually able to submit Madsen in round 3. That right there, man. I mean, all chops to Grant Dawson. What do you make of it?
Yeah, no, surprising. But when you saw how grinding down, how weathering the fight was that Grant Dawson was putting on Madsen, you could see it in Marco Madsen's face that this was a rough loss. Excuse me. And a really rough like fight realization, because I feel like Marco Madsen was just thinking he's game, like he's got the ground game all like locked in, not worried about it at all. And then Grant Dawson just comes in and just not steamrolls, but puts on a very effective pressure style fight. Excuse me, just pressure from the jump. And they were going when any time that Grant Dawson would grab Marco Madsen's leg, whether it's a single leg, double leg, just relentless attack. And it was nice being able to listen to DC give you the breakdown on the single leg as Grant Dawson is literally working it to perfection. It's crazy to see you do that to a silver medalist. Man, should be all the clout and all the acclaim, like you said, Derek. It just gets that one big smudge of weight really does matter in a wrestling fight. I mean, in a striking contest, yeah, you can get away with a couple pounds, not a big deal. But in a wrestling match, man, it is every little ounce matters. And Grant Dawson has a big smudge now going into this what should be like you said, a storied win.
And that was going to be my next question. How much do you think the weight actually was in terms of being impactful for this fight? Like, do you think that was the big difference? Because he didn't miss weight by like a half a pound. He missed weight by like 2 pounds, like 2.5 maybe.
Yeah, no, I think it did a massive difference as far as maybe not the weight you were feeling, but the energy level, because it's always those last little bit of pounds that really matter the most. And this was a 2-week notice fight, but the thing that blew my mind, Grant Dawson weighed in the 2 pounds heavy, like 10 minutes into the window, so he had a lot of time to cut that weight. Was fuck it, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's all
And
good.
that's the craziest part to me right here, man, is that Grant Dawson's already huge. And when you saw them in the cage together, you're like, oh shit, like Dawson is big, bro. And he missed weight, and I was like, he's already huge. So it was going to be tough sledding right there. I was surprised to see Madsen drop him immediately. But the real story isn't just the grappling, man. It's Marco Madsen's inability to check a calf kick. He got tagged with like 10 of them in a row and just didn't check them. And then it was like, all right, I'm going to switch stances. And then immediately, no, that's not comfortable. Let me switch back. Boom, leg kick. And then you get dropped with the leg kick and then you get grappled on top in smash style. So if you're Marco Madsen, we said this. You're 38 years old. This is basically your closing window right here. This is your last opportunity. Give it everything you got. And I feel like he's going to walk away going back to the drawing board and saying, God damn, I probably could have avoided some of this with different preparation right here with the different mindset. Interview was fantastic and all that, but Grant Dawson was clearly the better mixed martial artist on Saturday night. Is this the end of the Marco Madsen story, or at this point, because they're saying maybe he should fight people his age, that doesn't get you to a title. So what should be the mindset for a Marco Madsen at this point?
That doesn't get you a title, but Derek, it does feed your family and arguably might feed them a little bit better than fighting these young guns and losing half your money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm about it. I would like to see Marco Madsen continue his storied career. But like you said, that's not how you get to gold. But what I was thinking, Derek, one thing that popped in my mind real quick before we jump over to the next section, what would have been a worse loss to Marco Madsen going forward? What would have been the way he lost now, where he's getting controlled, dominated on the ground, completely out grappled, out controlled, or Grant Dawson lets him stand up, leg kick finish? What do you think?
The way he lost is worse, in my opinion. It's massively worse because you're the silver Olympic medalist right there. And what was our story coming into this fight? Grant Dawson, you know he has a chip on his shoulder. There's nothing that he would love to do more than to out wrestle the silver Olympic, medalist right there, bro. Like literally your whole entire persona and ego is based off of I am an Olympian, right? I'm an Olympic medalist. And you just got steamrolled by a 28-year-old kid who was never supposed to be a really good wrestler. That's got to hurt right there. You get finished with leg kicks, you can always chop it up. Okay, I just got to work on my striking defense, my leg kick defense, and all that. No, you got exposed right here bad, and Grant Dawson didn't just hold you down and lay on you for 15 minutes. He submitted you, man. He made you tap. He made you say uncle. And there's nothing wrong with that, but at the end of the day, it's just a matter of like the O is gone, and that on top of it, that's tough. That's tough right there. Let's see what's next for Dawson. Let's see how the UFC brass treats him, given that he did miss weight. But regardless, man, a win is a win is a win, and this was a dominant one right here.